Hello there. So this small boat runs on 27 megahertz and I want to convert it to the 2.4 gig so I can use it on my transmitters. So the box it came in, the MB01 micro racing boat, came with the transmitter, battery, charger, etc. So we're opening it up so I can fit my receiver. I got to change the ESC and eventually drop another battery in. So it's a brush motor and the ESC and receiver, I guess, are in this box. And it's got his 27 megahertz sticker on there, where the battery goes. So the motor's got to come out to get the box out at the front. So it's just 4 screws to take that out. And that's the motor out the way. And 2 screws to remove the box at the front. Just removing the wires that run down the side. I've got a couple of drops of hot glue on. And just tease that out. And just remove the screw from the back of the box that holds the lid on. Trying to prise the lid off. Looks like it's been sealed down. Stop water ingress. So after a bit of prying and levering, got the lid off. And inside, it's just a one-piece board for the receiver and ESC. So just unplug the servo cable for the steering. So you can see a black and white wires here, and this goes to the shaft on the boat and also a point underneath the boat. And what that was all about is it senses that it's in water and will only let the propeller go if it's in water. So it's just like a resistance picked up between the water, taken back to the board, and then it knows that it's in water, and then you can use the throttle. So these 2 wires can be snipped off, and I'll cut those back because they're no use to the receiver that I'll be putting in. And the motor's soldered directly to the board, so that has to be removed, and then we can add a plug to that later. So that's the old 27 megahertz board out. So I'm just cutting those black and white wires out the way. So I tried this small LiPo in the battery container, but it's not going to work. It's too tight to fit. Not going to be enough power, so I'll order one in the meantime. This is the ESC for the brush motor. It's going to go in the box. Don't think the receiver's going to fit in there, so I'll have to fit that somewhere else. It'd fit in, but I won't be able to get the plugs in without hacking the top, I guess. And I'd rather keep that away from the ESC anyway. So I'm going to stick that on the inside top of the boat. So just going to solder this plug onto the motor. I'll put a bit of flux and tin the ends of the leads on the plug leads. Just removing the lead, added a bit more solder, and then we can attach the positive first. Again, remove the old negative wire. Add a bit more solder to the terminal on the motor. Then attach the negative wire back on. And then just to check that it's on there securely. I've put the original battery back in after charging it. It will do for testing, maybe even for the first run, but hopefully I'll have one by then. So I'm going to start connecting things up, putting it back together. So that's everything back together, connected up, using the original battery for now, as mentioned. Original motor and the ESCs in the original box. And the receiver's stuck there on the top of the inside of the boat. I've set the end point for the rudder and trimmed it best as possible. So as you can see there, going up to full throttle, the rudder is twitching. So there's obviously some kind of interference going on there. So after unplugging the servo that was in the boat and plugging in another one, the problem went away. So it's just a case of swapping the servo over to stop that twitching. The servo that went in was a tiny bit bigger, not much, just needed a little bit of plastic removing just behind it. So on the boat it wasn't hardly anything. So yeah, another servo in place. So with the new servo in, going at full throttle, the problem's been eliminated, which is good. So that's it, just wait for the replacement LiPo to turn up and then be able to go and test it out. So in a future video I'll show you this test bed, what it's all about and where you can get the 3D printed files from. So don't forget to subscribe, like, and we'll see you soon.